became a Christian as a teenager. So at age 17, I was very green as to my education and direction in life. At that time, I was not thinking about becoming a full-time minister or any of that kind of dynamic. I just wanted to serve the Lord. I came across this particular book quite by accident, but it was going to have a profound effect on my life and ministry. It's by an author named Watchman Nee. Now, some of you may have never heard of Watchman Nee, but Watchman Nee was someone who lived in China during the last century and spent, quite frankly, several years in jail for his beliefs. He had a tremendous impact not only on China, but also on the world. And he wrote a book called The Spiritual Man. Now, I had found at that time the second of 3 volumes. They were actually separate books, 1, 2, and 3, on the spirit, the soul, and the body. And I was reading volume 2 about the spirit. And I have to tell you that it was so profound, and I'm not kidding you when I say this, that I would read a page in that book and shut the book because I couldn't take it anymore. Not because it was negative, but because it was so impactful. I'd literally come home from high school at the time, and I'd read a page or 2 from that book, and that was enough. It was all that I could absorb. It was so powerful, and it taught me so much about how God works in our lives. He really looks at the spirit of a man almost like a doctor looking at an organ in a body. And because he's Chinese, he looks at things from an Eastern standpoint. We don't realize it oftentimes as Americans or Westerners, but we have a vantage point that's quite different than other people in the world. The Eastern mind is a totally different way of looking at things. They tend to look at things as a whole, and I really can't explain it, but they really do look at the world and look at Christianity from a completely different vantage point. And that vantage point is really refreshing. So I want to recommend this book to you. It's now in 3 volumes. It's actually 1 book. But any part of this book, Watchman has a number of volumes out there on a variety of different subjects. He talks about spiritual authority, he talks about knowledge, he talks about a variety of things. I don't remember how many books he has, but I think it's at least a dozen or more. And he's somebody that can really help you in your walk with Christ. It's also a great book to recommend to new Christians because it really had an impact on me. So I hope that's been some insight about why this book might be something you ought to pick up. Have a great day.